Righty, all righty. Thank you, everybody. So we had some technical difficulties to get started. Um, just when you expect the, you have to be somewhere, you have to be on. You get the old. Um, oh, gotta update your computer. Oh, anyway, okay. And another thing, now that I became a grandfather, I I look at those baby TikToks entirely differently. It's like I'm constantly sending them to my daughter, and she's like sick of them. Like, no, no, this kid can laugh. Look at this kid. Look at the way he laughs. Oh, it's just crazy. All right, so here we go. Multifamily law school. If anybody's here that has any questions, chime on in. So here's a situation. I want to talk to you about what you shouldn't do as it relates to securities or raising private money. I tell you, the world has changed since I was first got in this business, especially as it relates to raising private money. One of the things that happened is the Jobs Act, and that created this whole cottage industry of capital raisers. And these capital raisers, they all show up at all the different events. They all get their own web page. For a while on my podcast, I had all these people that were constantly asking me to be on my podcast, and I started talking to them, and they all talk a great game, like, "Oh, I own 3,000 units," and blah blah blah. And it's like, geez, I don't think this guy's ever even walked a property before in his life. I don't think he's ever had to evict anybody, but he's a multifamily owner operator, all because he raised private money and they gave him a little slice of the pie. One of the biggest things with this new Jobs Act was that you could go out there and raise private money. Didn't need to be a registered dealer or a securities license, a Series 7 or a 6 and 63. So everybody started getting into doing it, and there are still rules and restrictions as it relates to getting out there and raising private money. One of them is that your compensation or your benefit to the GP, it cannot be tied to the amount of money that you are raising. Like, we'll give you 3% of the acquisition fee, or if you raise $1 million, we're going to give you $30,000. Your compensation cannot be tied to that amount, and nobody plays by that rule. I had a great conversation with Richard Robinette, who's a partner of Crowdfunding Lawyers. They are our securities attorney, Nate Dodson and Richard Robinette. And Richard explains to everybody in my presentation, in my event, he comes out and he explains to everybody what you can do and what you can't do. And he clearly makes that rule and states that you cannot do this. So then he says that in every event that he's on the stage for. All the big players all have him get up there to speak. And then he gets off the stage, sits down, and the guru calls one of his past students up, and guy talks about how he's in so many deals and how much money he made by raising private money, and he receives a percentage of the amount. And Richard's sitting down there like, I just told you not to say that, and here you go saying it. So there's a whole lot of people out there doing exactly that. The SEC is probably never going to catch up to you. They're going to leave you alone. But boy, if they wanted to make your life miserable like they do mine, they could make your life miserable. So just understand that. The other thing is and the other thing I want to talk about is, and this is something you must do as a money raiser or as someone that's leading the charge, you need to always answer your phone when your investors call you. I don't care how bad of a day you're having. When you see their name pop up, you answer the phone. They are your customers, and you must treat them like customers. The problems that I see back in the day, and we're starting to see it happen all over again, were when the syndicators or the GPs got into trouble, and we're seeing more and more of that happen now. And man, when that happens, I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. And all of a sudden, your investors will start calling, trying to find out what's going on. Answer your phone. Never, even if you just have nothing but bad news to share it. That's the best advice I can give you. I mean, when things were going wrong with us, one of our deals, we had 35 investors in it. And whenever they called, we answered the phone. And that paid dividends to our business over the years. So always make sure that you do that. Those are some of the things that just when I came up with the topic about what not to do when you're raising securities, or what to do, those are the two most important things. This is not going to be a long one, a long lesson, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood that, because if you can get anything out of this conversation, just remember, always answer your phone. All right, folks, this has been fun. And if anybody's any questions, just chime on in. But if not, I'm going to cut this short. I've got a big presentation. As a matter of fact, I've got a big presentation at 4:00 with my partners, investors on a deal that we're doing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have, let me see if I can just put the H to H. I'm going to put the website for this right here. Did I do it right? Yeah, I think I did it right. This is the website. If anybody wants to see one of the deals that we're working on right now, this one is going live, and everything's just going to be hunky dory. This is going to be a great deal. But this is one of the hotel conversions that we have in a contract we're going to be closing. So please check that out. We'd love to have you sign on up, get registered. It's for accredited investors only. We are using the 506C exemption to raise money for this deal. But that's it. That's the name of the game. That's what I'm here for. All right, folks, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Don't forget, next week, I'm going to have a real nice lesson for you on a little case law that we can go through and everybody can understand. I'm going to treat it like a real law school classroom. We're going to use the IRAC method. That's what we use in law school. It's what we'll do is we'll go through a case law, plaintiffs, defendants, and we will do the IRAC, IRAC. We'll discuss what the issue is that the court's trying to decide. We'll apply the rule. We'll do our analysis of their fact pattern and why this is a case that made it up to the higher courts. And then we'll look at the conclusion and see, in our opinion, if the court decided the case correctly. So tune in next Tuesday, 3 p.m., and we'll go through a nice law school class. It'll be fun. I promise you. And I won't make you stand up to give me any answers. All right, folks, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday.